Namaste. So welcome to another one of our awakening talks. If you haven't been to one of these or seen one of these before, I listen to what comes up from within. Nothing is predetermined about what we talk about. Just listen to the divine and see what happens. So today we're going to talk about something that just happened to me this morning. And the moment I even start to talk about it, it makes my heart race. And it's something right here in my heart, on this side of my right side. Specifically right here. Right here in this right side. There's a channel in your heart that opens up when you start to go within your 11th chakra. Once you start to experience the opening of your 11th chakra, which is all over your being, it's almost like a download into your being of an energy that hits your heart so profoundly that it resonates with all of nature. Instantly, immediately, it just starts to occur. And what I'm talking about is something called Buddha consciousness. Now, this is something that is not very widely spoken about, but we're going to talk about it today. And I think it's extremely important to talk about this and how vital it is to our humanity. Now, everyone talks about Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is very widely spoken about across our world and understandings. And the moment I even start to talk about it, my heart starts to race. Like an energy starts to go flowing through me that it's almost overwhelming, so bear with me for a moment as I'm talking about this. Buddha consciousness is the understanding of being one with all of nature. That you are nature. You are all of nature. And you are one with all of nature. You are connected to the oneness that flows within all of nature and the understanding of life. On how profoundly amazing it truly can be from within you. Buddha being one with all of creation. Creation is nature. Nature is creation. Nature is life. Nature is love. Nature is profound. Nature is strong, humble, beautiful. Now, aren't those all of the characteristics that we as human beings would want to live as? Aren't those all characteristics of the oneness of being truly human? Being truly human within the understanding of Buddha consciousness is the oneness of all living nature in things. nature is in all of things. Even when something is decomposing and dying, in a sense, within its own transitional phase of life, that is still nature. That transition of life that is happening within the decomposition of what's occurring is still nature within it occurring, in order for that decomposing to take action, for it to even occur, to be able to understand that concept, that truth, and that oneness, that we are experiencing that oneness and connection to all of nature. We are that nature. The nature of our humanity and being is nature. It is life. It's life within us. In all creation, in all of life, in all of love is nature. Nature is the beauty of love, in honesty, in pureness of the soul, and truth within that comes nature. Nature is the essence of all living and non-living, perishable things. That's life within all of nature. And to understand that, and to understand all of those things, is to understand Buddha consciousness. So what is Buddha consciousness? Buddha consciousness is to know that when you're walking down the street, you are experiencing all of nature. When you're with your friends, living a beautiful life that you are all living. And it is beautiful, the life that you are living, that you are choosing to live on purpose. It is beautiful, all in its own way in purity. That is Buddha consciousness. That life, that nature, to live, to walk, to be in, and to be with other forms of all nature. Within it is Buddha consciousness. Buddha consciousness is the beauty of all things, to be one with all of nature. That oneness and understanding that oneness is streaming from the opening and the further evolution within your heart chakra. And what comes with Buddha consciousness within the opening, the opening of your 11th chakra within your heart channel is healing. Healing begins to occur. The inner guru starts to become more profound. The understanding and connectivity to who you really are becomes more dramatic. It becomes even more profound. And the understandings that you'll be able to gain, the fulfilling understandings that you're going to be able to gain within this Buddha consciousness is all of love of the life that you see. That nature isn't the nature that everybody understands nature to be. Nature is the oneness, the connectivity, of the love that binds all living things together. That's the understanding or beginnings of understandings to Buddha consciousness. How fantastically beautiful is that? I say that there's nothing more profound than that, but that would just be a lie now, wouldn't it be? Because there's more to life than even that. Hidden, not hidden, well, it's hidden maybe for many, hidden for you, hidden for me, hidden for many, hidden to us all, and it's been hidden for a long time. We can all agree on that. All this information and all these understandings have been hidden for a long time, and it's time for our truth of humanity and understandings to come out now. It's time for these things to be understood, to be cultivated upon, to teach our children how to be this way, to naturally be this way. We should all be this way, and yet not stop there. And yet not stop there, because there's more. There's so much more than even just Buddha consciousness or Christ consciousness. And God is unlimited to what we can experience, even just within this life. But more that's going to come out, the more that we're going to be able to experience as our experience furthers, an enjoyment of life and understandings and teachings occur. Now, how to connect with this Buddha consciousness? How do you connect with this Buddha consciousness? How do you find this Buddha consciousness within you? You gotta be here. You gotta be in your heart. You have to be in love with who you are to further the evolution of this so profound heart channel, this chakra, this nature of life that flows through you every moment of every day in your waking life. It's here. It's hidden here within your heart. So you need to open your heart. Start by opening your heart. Open your heart to life. Open your heart to love. Open your heart to all the profound gifts that you see on a daily basis but may not be aware of. Start to become more aware of these things. Start to become more in love on wanting to find these things that we're talking about. learn to want to be in this state of understanding, to be who you are profoundly and divinely meant to be. What does that look like to you? What does that look like to anybody? How do you even start that process to become that way? Well, on this channel, you may see a guided inner light Kriya meditation. That's a good start to opening your book. Have you read your book today? Have you opened your book? Open yourself up. And through these exercises and ways of being present, now, here, all the time, within prayer and then with meditation as a regular everyday exercise and just a lifestyle of being, and awareness will come. And within that awareness is the path to get to Buddha consciousness and Christ consciousness. And all these facets of life and experiences. Buddha consciousness. What a fantastic way of being. You have to see the transformation that's been occurring over the past year and a half. This channel started off as my evolutionary path through the enlightenment process. And at the time, to be perfectly honest, I had no idea what that meant. I just knew that there was a stirring up within myself that I had no idea what was going on. And my experiences start to become more and more profound to me and to other people around me. And through these videos that I've been doing for almost a year and a half now, some of them being the documented meditations that I recorded myself doing, not knowing what was going on at the time. But then having this sternness within my heart, within my soul and spirit, that change was about ready to occur very and quite profoundly in my life. And if you go back and watch some of the earlier videos, I do a video on my explanation of the crown chakra. And that's become popular in that explanation. But at the time, about who I was, and even the little details on how I spoke, on how I just reacted to things, is so profoundly different than who I am now. It's important to see the subtleties and little details in life and love yourself. Loving yourself is Buddha consciousness, because Buddha consciousness is to be one with all of nature. You are all of nature. So to be in love with yourself is to be in love with God, is to be one with God, to be one with Buddha consciousness, to experience Buddha consciousness by loving yourself first. To love yourself first must happen in order for you to love somebody else the way that somebody else should be loved. To love somebody else within Buddha consciousness is to have this oneness with somebody else, because that oneness is within nature, and that somebody else is a form and beautiful expression of all of nature, just as you are. So to love that other person within Buddha consciousness is to love that other person as you would love God. Now, how profoundly different would this world be if we all experienced Buddha consciousness? What would our laws be? What would our governments look like? How profoundly different would we live on an everyday basis within this experience of life and understanding? How profoundly different would our friends be around us? The need not to act or feel as though we have to act or be a certain way, knowing they will accept us 100% for who we authentically just naturally are as natures of life. Why don't we look at everyone else and start to become that way of being within ourselves first? And then it will start to be cultivated amongst humanity and amongst life and nature, and then being one with that nature of life, experiencing Buddha consciousness. The healing effects that come with Buddha consciousness, the healing aspects, this divine energy within you that flows and raises up from within, that many call God, many call Buddha, many call Christ, many call Holy Spirit, prana, energy, kundalini. All these names for the same thing. Almost the same thing. Close. Almost the same thing. Very similar. It starts to move within you. Develop and understand and love and be and keep moving within to find and understand and cultivate that Buddha consciousness. All of humanity needs to be doing this. You have time. Aren't you at home in lockdowns and different things of sorts? We all have time to do so now. Look within. Now is the moment within our humanity that I'm sure that you're starting to see and experience. There's something going on. It's time to start to understand nature and how nature really works. Not the ideas and ideologies and concepts that we've been taught in schools and things. Because a lot of that is just very far off. It's not true, it's not real. It's fake. It's been fake for a long time. And that's not cool. So, it's time for these things to change. So start to look within. Meditate and pray upon this and see how this feels and resonates with you. Let me know. Comment below. Like this if you like it, so it can be out there amongst more search engines and within the algorithms, and we can play the game for a while with these tech companies and enjoy the connectivity that it does give us. And we are appreciative of those things that it does give us for right now. So we can speak like this together. So, I hope you have an understanding of what Buddha consciousness is. This is fun for me. So, I will leave you with my beautiful mantra. Breathe. Om Namah Shivaya Vaya Namasi. And find what Buddha consciousness is within you. It's there, and it's looking for you. Cultivate it and find out what happens. And tell us about your experiences and share them with the world. Email us a video, audio, or write us an email about your experience. We want to know. It'll help so many people profoundly understand their experience too. Namaste.